Hi, this is Miss Wright, and I'm going to go over the vocabulary words for list 3 of I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. So the first word we have is abetted. Abetted means to help or to assist someone to do something, especially something is illegal. So if you didn't rob the bank, but you drove the getaway car, you abetted in the commission of that crime, and you would go to jail the same as the people who actually robbed the bank. Okay? Number 2, desiccated is arid, dried out, free from moisture, or preserved by drying. So think of a plant in the desert with no source of water. It would quickly become desiccated. It would dry up. The leaves would curl. The plant would fall over. So something that is just completely deprived of moisture. Uh, dissipate, to cause to lose irreversibly, to fade or disappear, to make something do this. So to dissipate, when I think of dissipate, I think of something becoming less over time. So after the rain, the water dissipated that had pooled in the puddles. So it slowly evaporated or disappeared. So to dissipate is to cause to lose or cause to become less, usually over time. Allocution, relates to public speaking. It's the art of speaking clearly and well with correct enunciation. It's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how well I'm doing it. Um, so that you can be understood. So you want to pronounce all your consonants, you want to pronounce all your vowels, you want to make sure that you are speaking well, especially if you want to be a broadcaster or think of the people on the news in the morning or in the evening. They have to have the skill of elocution because all different kinds of people have to be able to understand what they are saying. Embezzle is to take in violation of a trust, to take for personal use money or property that has been given on trust by others without their knowledge or permission. So usually you'll hear about a lawyer or an accountant who has embezzled funds because people entrust those folks with money or their personal wealth, and if the lawyer or the accountant breaks the trust and steals their money or steals their property, that is called embezzlement. You can only embezzle if someone has trusted you to take care of something. Okay? It's different from being a regular thief, although it's still stealing, but you've been trusted and then you break the trust and steal that money or valuables. Enigma, something puzzling or inexplicable. It's kind of like quandary. We had quandary before. Somebody or something that is not easily explained or understood. So an enigma is a puzzle. I think there's a cartoon character referred to as Enigma. But an enigma is something that is puzzling, something inexplicable. In religion, the resurrection is an enigma. It's a miracle. We don't understand how it happened, but the resurrection would be an enigma. Excruciating, extremely painful, intolerably embarrassing, tedious, or irritating. So anything that is excruciating is painful. It can be physically painful, like if somebody was torturing you and pulling out your fingernails one by one, that would be excruciating. But excruciating can also be mental or emotional. A breakup with someone you care about can be emotionally excruciating. Florid, rosy colored, having an unhealthy, glowing pink or red complexion. So anything that you see people, they have very pink cheeks. Sometimes people turn florid when they've been embarrassed. Their face will turn red, showing that they're uncomfortable. If you have a flu or a cold, and your face turns red, it can be a sign of illness. Um, so florid is rosy colored, especially in the face. Gauche, lacking social polish, lacking grace or tact in social situations. And gauche is a word that comes to us from the French. It means the left. And it's a way of saying that a person does not know how to navigate society in a graceful way. They're like a country bumpkin. They don't know which fork to use. They don't know how to act in formal social situations. They're like a bull in a china shop. So a gauche person lacks social polish. You can't take them anywhere. Impertinence is boldness. Here it means rudeness. I know in the Caribbean, where my family is from, if you refer to a child as being impertinent, that child is disrespectful, doesn't respect adult authority, and is usually up for some kind of punishment. Okay? Marauding is raiding to plunder, to rove around carrying out violent attacks. Think of pirates, pirates who would raid coastal cities and plunder and then take whatever they found and bury it on some island. So a marauder might be something like a pirate. We still have pirates today too, don't we? We had the Somalian pirates. So people who uh, go from place to place looking where they can attack, looking where they can plunder would be marauders, and the action would be marauding. Mollified is calmed, soothed. To calm or soothe somebody who is angry or upset. So if someone, like maybe your parents, were extremely agitated because you had done something wrong and you were trying to calm them down, you would be trying to mollify them. You might, promise not to do it again. You might make them a nice dinner. You might um, rub somebody's shoulders to calm them down. Whatever you can do to lessen someone's anger would be referred to as mollified. Onerous. Onerous is troublesome, representing a great burden or much trouble. So something that is onerous is something that is difficult to deal with, burdensome. Um, you think of taxes. Some people find their taxes onerous. Some people find their job onerous. Some people find a difficult relationship to be onerous. But something that's really weighs you down would be onerous, whether it's usually it's emotionally or psychologically. Palpable, capable of being touched or felt, so intense as to be almost able to be felt physically. So palpable means you can reach out and touch it. Sometimes if you're in a tense or scary situation, you can feel the tension around you. The tension is almost palpable. If you're watching a scary movie, the fright is almost palpable. You almost feel like you could touch it. You can cut the tension with a knife because it's palpable. Um, Fear can be palpable. Provincials, unsophisticated people, those would be kind of like gauche people, unsophisticated and unwilling to accept new ideas or ways of thinking. So it really comes from the ideas of living in the provinces. And the provinces would be the towns outside of the city, away from the city. So if city people are sophisticated, the people who live away from the city would be unsophisticated and not as stylish, not as up on the news, not as trendy. So provincials We who live in the suburbs of New Jersey might be considered provincials by people who live in Manhattan. Rebutting, offering opposing evidence to deny the truth of something, especially by presenting arguments that disprove it. So if you are rebutting, think of a courtroom where one person gives a testimony, another person gives a contrasting testimony. So you are rebutting the evidence of the first person. So it's often used in terms of the legal system or even debate where you are rebutting, you are going against what has been said before. Recriminations are countercharges. Countercharges, so if someone accuses you of doing wrong and then you turn around and accuse that person of doing wrong, that is recriminations. An accusation made against somebody who has brought a previous accusation. So when people are doing charges and counter charges against one another, this is the meaning of recriminations. Retributive, demanded in repayment, something done or given to somebody as punishment or vengeance for something he or she has done. So retributive is related to the word retribution, and retribution is consequences for misdeeds. If you've done misdeeds, it's used often in a biblical sense. That there's going to be divine retribution for those who have sinned. It's a way of saying payback for wrongs or misdeeds. Solicitous is expressing care or concern, expressing an attitude of concern or consideration. So if you see people in the morning and you say, hello, how are you? Are you well? How's the family? I hope everything is going okay. You are being solicitous, and it's a way of showing care and concern for others. Without solicitous people, the world wouldn't be such a nice place. So expressing care or concern, expressing an attitude of concern or consideration. Hi, Miss Wright. How are you doing today? How was your weekend? People who say that as they're coming into the room are being solicitous. And then the last word for today is trammeled. Trammeled, it almost sounds like trampled, and it is similar in that you feel restrained, restricted, you feel that your freedom has been limited. So if your parents are very, very strict, won't let you do anything, won't let you hang out with your friends or play video games, you may feel trammeled by them. You may feel overly restricted or burdened by them. Okay? All right, that's all for tonight. I hope it helps you. Make sure you look over your words and prepare. Um, my students have been doing great, so keep up the good work. And please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? See you soon. Bye bye.